So this is long overdue. I made the first one with every best intentions, and then week 2 pretty much kind of landed into a holiday going into week 3, and kind of priorities just, changed. So we just completed week 4 last week, and we are now on the second day of week 5. So we may as well continue on with the YouTube's little series, but this will be obviously a condensed one for week 2, 3, 4, and maybe a little oversight on week 5. So while I'm out on a shakeout run, I'm up in Coolry. I'm doing 7 kilometers. This is week 5, run number 2. I'm just still trying to build some form of tolerance and conditioning. Before we kind of talk and speak about that, let's have a chat about week 2. So week 2, we clocked up, I think it was around 22 to 24 kilometers in a weekly run. All the runs were of a single digit, single number. Now I'm just up here, but there's a gate closed, and here we are. I think we might go back. So week 2 consisted of a lot of singular runs, nothing over 10 kilometers, and we were probably one of those runs was probably being under 150 beats per minute, and then the other 2 to 3 runs were at like a 140 or 130 beat. So they were like a low intensity steady state. Well, sorry, like all runs are. That's what they're trying to be. So accumulated there, that was good. Week 1, it was good because it was week number 1, if that makes sense. I was like excited, and week 2 was going to be a bit of a challenge to kind of see if that would carry over into the excitement and like the consistency and stuff like that of completing training, and it did. So week 2 was really good, and I really enjoyed it. We started to accumulate a bit more mileage around Greystones and the Winegates area, so that kind of back end trail, and a bit more around here in Kilruddery around the Little Sugarloaf. Week 3 then came into a week away on a holiday to London. I went over for my birthday with my partner, and then I also went to see my dad. My dad is over there in England, so we went over, and that kind of week transitioned into like a rest and recovery, and it came a bit too early. But listen, it is what it is. That's why I have a coach. I don't mean this in like a fucking whatever way, but like that's his job to figure out the loading and management of it. As I said, like if anyone knows, I previously was a coach, so I'm trying to remove myself as the coach and let myself be the client, and let him be the coach and him dictate all that type of stuff. So London was good. I had a lot of on feet in relation to just being a tourist. We caught 2 gym sessions in just one of the gyms that I've always wanted to go to, and a couple of lads that I had always followed, the Marchand brothers, and we went to their HQ gym in Hartlepool, so that was great. We had a run to be done on the Sunday, which was in Jouse actually originally, and that was like a 7-point-something kilometre run. And when we got back on the Saturday, we were a tiny bit too late on the Saturday. It was a long day of travel. Sunday came around fairly fucking fast, and I think a lot of like the on feet walking and going around London caught up. So Sunday was a ride off. Just kind of as a lot of family time and stuff like that on Sunday, and then we were back to work on the Monday. So we started Monday, and that was week 4. So week 4 has just gone, and that has been a cracker of a week. We accumulated like 30.1 kilometers in a running week. We had one of probably my hardest runs to date, which was like it was like a point to point. So we started off on the N11, it was Kilmac. It was run from Kilmac to Bray. That was my first ever long run. We ran from the Circle K on the N11. So if anyone who watches this and is from Wicklow, if we're travelling southbound on the N11, the Circle K next to Keller's Recovery, we started there at the bus shelter and we ran up that side lane, up and over the 3 peaks of Little Sugarloaf into Belmont. We then transitioned from Belmont into Winegates. We hit the Bray Head walk on the Winegates side on the trail, and then obviously went up the top, or what I call the top trail of the cliff walk, Bray Head, hit the cross, came down that very steep side of Bray Head facing the seafront, and then ran to accumulate. Sorry, I think it was a 10 point, sorry, it was an 11 kilometre run, not 9, it was 11. So we made it out. It was a 10.9, we just kicked it on to make it 11. That was the biggest run. And then the remainder of the runs consisted of light trails around Kildrudry and a light trail around Sugarloaf. Now that was a bit of a shit show running in Sugarloaf. We went off the beaten track there on that one, but listen, it is what it is. Shit happens. So that was week 3. We accumulated a lot of mileage, and not only did we accumulate a lot of mileage, week 4, not only did we accumulate a lot of mileage on week 4, we also ticked 3 main boxes: increase in mileage, increase in our highest elevation gain, and then we also implemented gels as the carbohydrate source. So doing my own bit of research, watching certain runners on YouTube, and then obviously mainly speaking to my coach. You can sometimes get some gastric problems, so depending on the individual that you are, you may not be tolerant to the gel itself. So we wanted to find out. So on that run, we consumed 2 gels, one at around an hour and 15 mark, and then the 2 hour mark, and no problems. So that's week 4 win. And in hindsight, week 4 was, I think, really big hump at Mark's 4 weeks into training, 3 of it running, 1 of it being a down week. And now leading into this, we're 8 weeks out. It's getting a bit more serious. I'm currently, I'm on Cinematic on my phone, so I don't know if that will zoom out, but I'm up here in Kildrudry at the Little Sugarloaf. Now I'm coming down, making sure that my heart rate is sitting at 140 and below. I'm currently at 139, so it'll ease off a bit. So now we're into the heavy stuff. It's kind of getting a bit exciting now. I'm 8 weeks out. Block 2 is a go. That's finalised with the coach. And then I bought a new backpack from Decathlon. So I spoke to another guy who actually used to train in the gym that I worked in, who is a runner himself, Damien. He exceeds some massive amounts of fucking running volume and races, him and his crew. So I spoke to him, and I'm kind of the type of individual that falls for the marketing ploy of the Solomon gear, etc. And he's like, listen Jack, I'm not gonna lie, for the price that you drop on a Solomon backpack, you would probably get the whole whack in Decathlon. He said obviously it being your first race, you don't know how it's going to go, you don't know whether you like this and then you'll continue on, or if it's a bit of a phase. So he's like, why don't you just do the fucking Decathlon? Long story short, did it. So I bought a 2 litre pack from Decathlon. Comes with a 2 litre bladder, and I bought 2 500ml flasks, flask bladders at the front for the pockets. And then because I kind of want to keep September a nice and steady one where I don't have to worry about too much about things, I also then bought the nutritional stuff as well. So I bought a pack of 30 gels from Science and Sport. They're the cola flavour gels with caffeine. And then I also bought 2 tubes of electrolytes, 20 tabs in both, so 40 tabs of electrolyte tabs. 1 caffeinated I think again it's like a berry flavour or something like that, and then a non-caffeinated one as well. And then that's hopefully will be the nutrition stuff. Again, the irony of me being a coach over the years, but I never really kind of went into the sports science, the exercise physiology, nutritional side of things. I was more just a bit of a gym bean, enjoyed, the weight room. So all of this kind of carbohydrate loading, your liquid intake, etc., it's all new to me. So I'm excited to kind of listen to the coach Dara and kind of let him guide me along this whole process. So it's going to be fun to pick his brain, see what I have to consume, how many milliliters or liters of water I have to consume at X time, how many tabs I should have, should I drink, doesn't matter whether the electrolyte tablet is caffeinated to non-caffeinated, should there be time I do it. Obviously the gels and stuff like that, that's making sense now because we implement that in week 4. The one thing that we're trying to implement this week in week 5, again, I don't want to really give too much because I want to try and go back to making the weekly updates, but I'll give you one little insight. The week 5, the main thing for us is trying to get solids on board. So trying to eat, like, let's say bananas on a run, or Rice Krispie square bar, something that has a carb source that I can digest while I'm running, and see how that goes. That is the goal for week 5, one of them. But to cap kind of back off, that is all the process of week 2, the down week 3, and the week 4. In relation to me, body-wise, I'm holding up good. I've got no niggles. I do wake up sore the odd time, but I do as much movement prep as I can prior to a run if I feel I need it. And if I don't need it, I just kind of start the run, if that makes sense. And I go from there. Like, for instance, yesterday's run, I feel a bit tender under my right foot on the arch. Nothing too mad. It just actually feels more so like I've got a blister when I started. Now what I do have is I have a fucking blister on my baby toe. Now that's a cunt. See, this is my language. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that on here. Try and keep YouTube PG. Apologies. That is a bit sore. What else do I have? The calf, left calf, bit twingy. Nothing too mad, but again, at the end of the day, I believe you're just gotta rock with them. So it is what it is. Oh, and one more thing. I finally bought my race shoes. So I invested for my birthday are they called the Mafati Speed 4s from Hoka? I hope I pronounced that correctly. So I bought a pair of those in Hoka in London at Covent Gardens or Market. I went into the store and I was like, you know what? If we're going to do it, we may as well go to the actual store. So got myself a pair of those. I've worn them twice and they're a fucking game changer. Really good. I went half a size up. The store was trying to tell me to go a size and a half, but I felt like Sideshow Bob from Simpsons, the size of my feet in them. So that's all the updates. So I'm gonna wrap it up. It's gonna be around a 14-minute video, longer than usual, but again, 3 weeks kind of condensed into one. I'm gonna kind of go back now, listen to my music, enjoy the remainder of this shakeout run, and try and get this uploaded for tonight, so anyone who watches it does. Oh, what I will say is it's actually pretty cool. I had my first interaction on YouTube. An individual obviously has watched this. I think his name is King Cobra and a couple of numbers. Obviously he didn't really catch his first name, but he commented on saying how he did it last year in the Pistons rain, and it kind of runs smoothly into if you're doing the Dublin half marathon or marathon. So I appreciate your comment. If you do watch this again, I appreciate your comment. Thank you for the words of encouragement, saying enjoy it. I hopefully will enjoy it. Really look forward to it. And again, if you do watch this and you're competing in the run itself, best of luck. If you are, and if you're doing the Dublin marathon or half marathon, best of luck in that. And even if you're not doing either of those runs, and you're doing something by the end of this year, best of luck in whatever it is. And yeah, I appreciate you reaching out. It's kind of cool getting a comment on YouTube. So yeah, nice. But yeah, anyway, gang, I'm going to go on a trot now, try to keep the heart rate down, and finish the 7 kilometres. All the best.